guys, so today we're here to talk about the monster you don't know, Anna Campbell. I have literally never heard of Anna Campbell before I started researching this video. The first instance I ever heard of her was when I saw the video posted on Natalia's channel with her, Taylor, and Kaylee discussing their relationships with Anna and how they were survivors of Anna and the abuse that they endured. So I saw that video and I started doing more research. It took me a little bit of time just because, like I said, I had never heard of her before. You know, when I hear when a James Charles posts a video, I can like respond quickly because like I've been following his entire career. I followed all the drama. I know what's happening, but this one took me a little bit longer. So I did a lot of research. There's a lot of videos out there. Taylor has a 2-hour video. Natalia has this video. There are other victims out there with videos. I will link what I can down below, but today I'm going to kind of go through Anna Campbell, what she has done, why she is a literal monster who needs to be deplatformed, and what you need to know. Now, I tried to think about the best way to break this up, whether it was by allegation or by all the different instances, and I decided to split it up by victims' stories. So I will go through each victim's story and then we'll kind of just do a connection at the end. It's like chronological, basically. It just kind of seems like the most easy to follow way to go through this. So before I get into this video, subscribe to my channel. I upload twice a week and you should stick around. I do commentary, I do curly girl products, hair videos, curvy girl stuff, whatever I'm feeling that day. So let's get into this. If you don't know who Anna Campbell is, like me, she basically became popular because Tana started a collab channel called Trash, and Anna Campbell was on that channel. How fitting. When she was on that channel, she met Natalia, who was her first girlfriend we're going to discuss, and they kind of formed a relationship, started a relationship channel, and kind of became really huge there. I think they called themselves Natana because it's Natalia and Anna, which is weird because it makes me think of Tana, which is where they gained from, but like that's neither here nor there. So Natalia's story is a little bit shorter, and just because she didn't have her own dedicated videos to this, there's not much information out there, but the gist of it is that they started dating, and now they were around the same age, around 2021 when they started dating, and Anna got Natalia hooked on drugs. Now obviously Natalia takes full responsibility for doing drugs, but she does say that Anna supplied her with drugs and was the one who was always trying to giving drugs to her significant others, which will become a pattern the more we discuss this. She said that Anna would threaten suicide if she ever decided to leave her, so they would be having arguments and Natalia would be done. She would threaten suicide. She once locked herself in a room and threatened suicide, and Natalia had to break the door down in order to get to her, and then also Natalia had to pay to fix the door. When Natalia did finally leave, Anna threw a milkshake all over her in front of another YouTuber. So it's just kind of starting to paint this pattern of basically manipulation and abuse from Anna. She is the kind of person that is manipulating her girlfriends by supplying them with drugs, which obviously, you know, I think it was Taylor actually that kind of talked about how when you do psychoactive drugs together, it can kind of form this weird bond between you that feels like love, and like because you're experiencing these experiences together, and so it kind of feels like she used that to her advantage. Now Natalia does have a history of mental health issues in her family, and so she used drugs so much that it actually sent her into a psychosis. And so when she was trying to leave Anna, it was because she was in a psychosis and she was in a psychotic state and she needed to get help, and she was trying to check herself into rehab, and this is when Anna was having a meltdown basically. And so Natalia did put herself into treatment, I believe, and this is when Anna used her online platform to spread lies about Natalia, to have her followers bully Natalia when Natalia could not defend herself because she was in no state to be online because she was seeking treatment for psychosis and drug abuse. If you want to see Natalia's video about drug abuse, I will link it down below as well. Again, Natalia takes full responsibility for her own kind of hand in this, but this is kind of Anna's start into abusing her girlfriends emotionally, psychologically, and will be physically. And Natalia says that 4 years later, Anna is still sending her threatening messages, like saying like your channel is dying, your channel sucks, which is just like such a weird thing to harbor on when Natalia is like going through, has like come out of the other side of an addiction, and like what you care about is that what her channel sucks and her views are down. Like, it's very bizarre behavior. So then once her and Natalia broke up, she began talking to Taylor. It's important to note here that she basically like found Taylor on Tumblr and like asked her audience to help her find this girl. Now, when her and Taylor started communicating, Taylor was only 18 years old and Anna was 25, I believe, because her and Natalia did date for about 3 or 4 years. So also at this time, Taylor was in high school, and I know there was a lot of conversation online about people being legal. You know, lots of 18-year-old girls are dating 26-year-old men, and people say like, oh, well, it's legal, 18 is the age of consent. And like, just because something is legal does not mean it is morally right. And I think it's very important to remember that predatory men made a lot of these laws of consent. And just because something is legal does not make it okay. And grooming and talking to children who are in high school when you are 26 and famous is absolutely disgusting and is very clear behavior that you're a creepy predator. And let's be real, when you are 25 years old, you have absolutely nothing in common with a child who is in high school. The only reason you date someone that age is because they think you're cool, because the basic shit that girls your age would not put up with is cool, like having a car and a job, and having like what little freedom you do have. And that is the only reason people date younger people when they're in that age group when it's unacceptable, is because there's a power dynamic and you're utilizing that because girls your age wouldn't take your shit. So just so we all know, I think it's absolutely disgusting, and I am not here for age gaps like that, especially when the person is just turned 18 years old. Disgusting. So they finally did meet each other. They started talking when Natalia and Anna were still together, and Anna was kind of flirting with Taylor. Again, so sus. Also, when Anna is talking to Taylor when she's only 18 years old, they're not just like casual conversations, they are sexual conversations, they are explicit conversations. She's sending her sexually explicit photos and messages. So like, we're already starting off inappropriately. And then Taylor says that when they did meet the second time they met, she was supplied with so many drugs that she ended up convulsing and should have been hospitalized. She was 19 at the time. And this will also become another pattern. It really feels like Anna uses drugs to control her girlfriends. So Taylor goes on to discuss their relationship. She said, you know, the first round of them dating was not too toxic, although there was drug use that Anna obviously used to control her girlfriends. And then the second time that they started dating, they broke up and got back together, and Anna started being super controlling. She said she wasn't allowed to talk to any other people. She doesn't want to talk to any other people, and Anna was just overall controlling. They broke up again, but then Anna was, I think Anna's parents don't approve of the fact that she's gay. So she was having a hard time at home, and so Taylor said, why don't you move to Ohio where I live? I know you always loved it here. We can just be friends now going forward. Like, I just want to be your friend. And like, I know that you're in an unsafe position, and I'm okay with you coming here. Which, like, Taylor is a literal fucking angel for doing this. And so Anna moves to Ohio, and Taylor says, remember, they are broken up, and one night she gets blackout drunk, hanging out with Anna and some other people, and that Taylor remembers coming on to Anna, and she remembers Anna saying, you're too drunk, you're gonna regret this. But Anna did go on to R-word her, because please keep in mind that whatever Anna did to Taylor that night was not consensual, because you cannot consent when you are in a state of incapacitated like Taylor was that night. So she R-worded Taylor. She knew it was wrong. She said to Taylor, you're gonna regret this. She knew Taylor did not want to hook up with her, and she was only doing it because she was drunk, and Anna took advantage of that situation and R-worded her. And that is absolutely disgusting, and she needs to be held accountable for that. That is against the law, and that is not okay. And I know that when it comes to same-sex relationships, society as a whole does not hold that to the same standard as our word when it comes to heterosexual relationships, but that needs to be fixed. We need to take this seriously, and we need to understand that this is disgusting behavior on Anna's part. Also, keep in mind that like a week before this, Taylor had been at another party or on a date with a man, because Taylor is bi, I believe. And she said that she was assaulted by this man, and when she told Anna about it, Anna said that Anna like questioned her and told her that it wasn't actually R-word and that it wasn't actually assault, and just like, who the fuck are you? Which, like, first of all, just shows her clear misunderstanding of what assault is, and she probably doesn't even understand that what she did was R-word, but it was. And like, who are you to question someone else's assault? Especially when this is someone that you claim to have loved or claim to be friends with. Like, get absolute fucked. Are you Gabby Hanna? No, not okay. And then Anna went on to do the same thing to Taylor a couple days later, and it's disgusting. And then once Taylor did come out with her story, Anna had Allie Harding, who has 1.9 million followers on TikTok, go on her TikTok and discredit Taylor's story, saying Taylor needs to leave Anna alone, because Anna does this thing where she's like, you know, how do I say this nicely? You know when you're calling somebody out for their bullshit and they're like, look what you're doing to me, this isn't good for my mental health, and it's like, okay, I understand it's not good for your mental health, but like, you did something wrong to me, and just because you have to take accountability for that and you have to be held accountable for that, it's not my fucking problem that it's not good for your mental health. Like, I'm really sorry, but that's not my problem. And she just uses these manipulation tactics of kind of going on her live stream and basically saying that she's going to commit in order to manipulate the girls that she's abusing, because she doesn't want people to know what she's actually like behind closed doors. So she uses this to manipulate them, and that's not okay. Threatening is never okay. And it's fucking manipulative to do so, and to say that Taylor coming out with her truth, her story about how you violated her, is negatively impacting your mental health. Like, I'm really sorry about that, but that's not Taylor's fucking problem. And Allie Harding has come out and apologized, but I still think it's absolutely fucked up that she would get on her platform and discredit a victim of SA for what? Because Anna's your friend? Get absolute fucked. Her apology really didn't sit well with me. I watched it and I thought it was trash, but that's not what we're here for today. But I still thought it was absolutely disgusting that she went on her platform with 1.9 million followers and discredited a victim of SA with literally no proof, because you weren't fucking there, so shut the fuck up. Also, keep in mind during all of this that Anna has a psychology degree and she is a mental health advocate, but she has told these girls multiple times that like they're faking their mental health issues, or she has threatened to lock them up in psych wards with her psychology degree, which is absolutely fucking disgusting. Anna uses intimidation tactics and manipulation tactics to control her girlfriends. She is an absolutely manipulative, abusive partner, and she needs to be held accountable for that, because that shit is not okay. So then we're moving on to Kaylee. Kaylee is her most recent ex, and Kaylee was messaged by Anna when she was 18 years old. Are you sensing a pattern here? Anna is literally Matthew McConaughey from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He loves high school girls because they stay the same. He keeps getting older while they stay the same age, and that is literally Anna. She is grooming these girls when they are 18 years old, when they are inexperienced in having relationships, same-sex or not, and she is using that inexperience to manipulate them and make them think that these are normal relationships when they are not. Anna, date someone your own fucking age. Oh wait, you can't, because no one your own age would put up with this bullshit. The reason she dates people who are 18, who are barely legal, is because she wants the power and control that she cannot get in a safe and healthy relationship. And again, the first day that Kaylee met Anna, she was supplied with so many drugs that they both ended up in the hospital. Kaylee does have her own OnlyFans account, but Anna started using Kaylee for her OnlyFans account. So Anna started an OnlyFans account, but Anna doesn't want to apparently Anna doesn't like posting her own face with her body on her OnlyFans account because she's a celebrity. Let's leave that loosely. So what she would do was post explicit photos and videos of Kaylee's body on her OnlyFans for her own profit. Now, sure, there are times that Anna would split the profits with Kaylee 50-50, but when you think about how two girls would have sex, whereas you're seeing up close Kaylee's vajayjay, as Dr. Bailey would say, and all you're seeing from Anna are her fingers. I'm just not really sure if Anna is the star of the show here and Anna should even be making 50% of those proceeds. That should be like an 80-20 split. Like Kaylee said in one of her stories, you're like the man in porn. You don't make as much money as the girl because no one gives a fuck about you. And on top of that, then Kaylee's birthday was coming up and Anna said, oh, I want to save up for your birthday, so I'm going to take all of the proceeds for OnlyFans for the next 3 months so you can have a great birthday. So basically, Kaylee paid for her own fucking birthday. You were giving her a 50-50 split of proceeds, and then you wanted to save up money for her birthday, so you took all of her money to save up for her birthday? What the fuck kind of a present is that? She bought it for herself. And again, you wouldn't have any of these proceeds if it wasn't for Kaylee's body that you were exploiting on your OnlyFans. And Kaylee has said in live streams and streams on Instagram that Anna had said to her multiple times that they couldn't afford the life they were living, they couldn't afford rent, they couldn't afford to pay their bills if they didn't keep making OnlyFans content. So it was very clear that Anna was emotionally and monetarily manipulating Kaylee into making videos that she was not okay with. And like Kaylee said, it's one thing for me to choose to do OnlyFans on my own because she does have her own OnlyFans account. So a lot of people will victim blame her and say like, oh, you already have OnlyFans, what do you care? But it's one thing to make your own OnlyFans content and on your own platform, but it's another thing for somebody else to exploit your body against your wishes, against what you want, and then take half of those proceeds that they did not earn. That's disgusting and that's not okay. And also, I don't understand these people who have fucking OnlyFans accounts for like non-sexual content. If you're not gonna post yourself naked, make a fucking Patreon and move on with your life. Then, because they kept using drugs together, Kaylee did overdose on Xanax, and then she said when she got out of the hospital, she was put into a psych ward after she overdosed on Xanax, and when she got out of the hospital, Anna immediately supplied her with Xanax. And like, I understand there is some personal responsibility here for all of these girls using drugs, but you also have to understand that peer pressure is a thing and enabling is a thing, and if you actually loved your significant other, and you saw that they were struggling with abuse of drugs and addiction, and then the second they got out of the hospital or got help, you supplied them with these drugs, you are also in the wrong. When Taylor and her were experimenting with drugs, Taylor said like, oh, I don't want to happen to you. I don't want to happen to Natalia. I don't want what happened to Natalia to happen to you. Like, you have to understand that her first girlfriend went into a literal psychotic break because she used so many drugs, and then Anna kept going on and supplying these large amounts of drugs to her girlfriends. Like, for what? Could you imagine being that self-obsessed and that fucking just like unaware of what you are doing? Like, I just think that if my first girlfriend went into a psychotic break from drugs, I might like take some time off of doing drugs. I may be a lot more careful about who I introduce drugs to, but it's pretty clear that she doesn't fucking care. Kaylee also goes on to talk about how Anna put her hands on her and physically assaulted her. So now she's an R word, she's manipulative, she's abusive, and she's physically abusive. I guess they had gotten into an altercation and Anna threw her down. She had bruises all over her legs, which she shows in the video that I will link below. She had bruises on her wrists and her arms. And she also has a audio recording of Anna saying, I can't believe I let myself put my hands on you, and she's like crying in the video. And it's just like that classic manipulative abusive partner bullshit where they like act like they're sorry and then continue the same cycle over and over again. And Kaylee did say that when she eventually did leave Anna, that Anna like poured orange juice all over all of her stuff. And like, I get that you're just like, okay, it's just orange juice or it's just a milkshake she threw at Natalia, but like, again, this is abusive. This is not okay behavior. This is absolutely disgusting, and you are ruining people's personal property and basically assaulting them with objects because what? Because they're breaking up with you because you're a trash human? Like, it's just like when you hear all of the stories next to each other, it paints a pattern of abuse and a pattern of behavior that is absolutely unacceptable. There is also proof of Anna threatening to bash Sierra Watts' head in. There is also the Colin situation. He came out against Tana and said that Tana was racist to him. There were microaggressions, etc. This happened a while ago. And Anna basically told him that she doesn't actually think that Tana's racist, and like basically told a black man what was racist, which is absolutely disgusting. So like just more shit to add on the shit pile of why Anna Campbell is a fucking monster and is absolutely trash. She basically told him that she believes that Colin thinks that Tana is racist, but like it's really sad that he actually believes that because it's like clearly not true. You're a white girl, shut up. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Maddie. So Maddie is a 21-year-old. I think she's 21 now, but she looks to be about 12. When Natalie and Anna created their YouTube channel, there were group chats created called, I believe it was called like Anna's Assholes and Natana's Nuggets. And so these groups were created, I think they were group chats on Twitter. And so the groups were created where people shared, like, you know, their love of the fandom, etc. And Anna had joined these group chats. At the time, most people in these group chats were underage. Maddie said that when she first spoke to Anna, she was 15 years old, and that Anna was sending sexually suggestive messages to these minors. She would send lewds in there, so not nudes, but like sexually explicit photos of her in lingerie and stuff. Before she would post them online, she would like ask them to review it for her. And she knew the people in this group were children. Some were as young as 12 years old. Like, why are you in a group chat with 12-year-olds talking about sexually suggestive things? She would talk about masturbation tips. She would send lingerie pictures. There was a screenshot of somebody asking Anna to spank her and her saying, only if I can do it hard. And this person was 16. There was also a photo going around of like she would meet up with these children in real life when they would go to like VidCon and stuff. And there's photos of her like in their hotel rooms. There's a picture of her and I think Natalia kissing a 15-year-old girl in like a three-way kiss because she wanted Anna to be her first kiss. Like, this is abuse of a minor. This is a crime. This is absolutely disgusting. And this is, again, just more shit on top of the shit sandwich that is Anna Campbell. Maddie said that Anna would call her daughter, but then like she's also like dating girls that are the same age as Anna's daughter, or as Maddie. And Anna would basically use these girls as her therapy. So she would only pipe up in the chat when sexual stuff would come on. Like, it was like they could be having a conversation about all sorts of stuff, but the second someone said anything sexual, all of a sudden Anna was like in the chat, like, did I hear something sexual? Which is fucking gross. And she would use Maddie as like her therapist. She would tell her all of her problems with Natalia and Taylor and everybody, and Maddie would be there for her and listen. But then if Maddie had a problem, Anna wanted nothing about it. And when Maddie would try to kind of step away from the relationship, like she would start getting like bad vibes and be like, this is kind of toxic, Anna would like be like, there's nothing wrong with our relationship, and she would like manipulate her and love bomb her into staying in a relationship with Anna. Now, they weren't in like a sexual relationship or anything, but it was still a very inappropriate relationship. Like, why are you, an adult, divulging your deepest, darkest secrets to a 15-year-old who basically worships you? This is another conversation like we had with James Charles on the power imbalance. Like, you should not be having relationships like this with your fans because there is a power imbalance there, especially when they're minors. On top of all of this, Maddie says that she gave over $4,000 to Anna because Anna would like ask her supporters for money. So she would take money from these children online. And then as soon as Maddie turned 18, Anna invited her to Boston to hang out with her. Like, this is clear grooming behavior. You're messaging children, you're getting them to, like, you literally just like them because they worship you and it makes you feel good inside that like you have this power over them, which is absolutely disgusting. And when Maddie finally did meet up with her, Maddie said that she has a history of drug abuse and alcohol abuse in her family, which like is also a pattern here, and it feels like, no offense to these girls at all, but predators know who to target. They understand who is vulnerable and who is not. It's a sixth sense that they have. I watch a lot of Criminal Minds. And she saw girls who were insecure, who didn't have good home lives, who had poor relationships with their parents, and she took advantage of this. And she took advantage of girls that she knew she could take advantage of. Like, it's very clear to me that she knew what she was doing. And when they hung out in Boston, they went out to like, I think it was an 18+ club, but obviously there were other people who were above age. And Maddie told Anna that she did not want to drink because of her family history with alcohol. And Anna peer pressured her and used her power and authority to kind of push her into drinking, which is not what she wanted, and Maddie got blackout drunk against her will. There is so much more I could talk about, but this is really the basis of what happened. Why are you hanging out with 15-year-olds in their hotel room? And then once the grooming allegations started coming out, what happened was Anna actually deleted her Twitter account. So she had over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and all of these group chats were through Twitter DMs. So the second she deleted her Instagram or her Twitter, the chats disappeared as well. So there would be probably so much more information coming out, but these girls have lost all of the ability to screenshot, because apparently if Anna found out you were screenshotting when you were in the group chat, she would kick you out if she found out you were screenshotting, which, like, big red fucking flag. And then, so now that she's deleted her, first of all, as soon as the grooming allegations came out, she deleted her Twitter with 100,000 people, and she actually, Kaylee said she told her that the reason she deleted her Twitter was because she doesn't know what she had said on it. And Kaylee's like, at the time, I thought she meant like old tweets, like maybe old racist tweets or something would resurface. Then as more time has gone on, Kaylee's kind of realized that what she meant was not about the tweets that were out there. What she meant was the DMs. She doesn't know what she had said in the DMs that could be misinterpreted or correctly interpreted as being absolute trash. So she deleted the evidence. And you don't delete the evidence unless you're fucking guilty. And like I said, I am just scraping the surface here. There is so much more. I will link all the girls' videos down below. I highly recommend you watch them. Some of them are very long, but they are very important. And what Anna has done is absolutely disgusting. And no matter how many times she threatens to commit, or how many times she says this is everyone's fault but her own, she's lying. She is a manipulative abuser. Hey Gabby, if you want to call someone a narcissistic abuser, I found the person. It's Anna Campbell. You can stop calling everyone else in your life that. This is the one. She's the one you can call that, because she is a narcissist who is obsessed with herself, who is obsessed with power, who's obsessed with people looking up to her and abusing her girlfriends, and it's disgusting. I think that more people need to know about Anna Campbell and what she is capable of and what she has done, and I hope this video helps to shed some light on that. I fully support Natalia and Kaylee and Taylor and all of the other victims of Anna, and I hope that you guys are all able to get some peace, and I hope that the more popular this gets, it makes you guys understand that people are on your side and people understand what you went through, and, you know, we all believe you 100% and think that Anna needs to be deplatformed, like yesterday. Let me know down below what you guys think. Have you heard about the Anna Campbell situation? If there's any other information that I wasn't able to gather, I would love to hear it down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please go look at the videos from the victims of Anna Campbell, or sorry, I should say the survivors of Anna Campbell. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!